What is up, guys? It is Captain Justice, bringing you a video to talk up the highly anticipated Injustice Gods Among Us. Let's get to it, shall we? Now, we are going to be talking about the quarterfinals of the Battle Arena. Now, this is very intense. So, these are going to be the most intense fights we have seen yet in the Battle Arena. Next to Lex Luthor and Joker was probably one of the most intense ones. Flash and Shazam was also a very intense one. So, who do I think would win? Well, to start off, we have 4 huge fights. Huge. We have, let's get to that. So, starting off, we have 2 members of the Trinity, Batman and Wonder Woman, facing off against each other. This is crazy hard to decide who would win. But I just want to show you this picture of this was released this week, and it's an alternate costume for Batman. I think it looks pretty cool. I think it looks very cool, honestly, extremely. It would definitely be cool to see. And but getting on to the fight. So, when Batman and Wonder Woman are both fighting each other, it would be very hard because they're both highly skilled in hand-to-hand combat. But Wonder Woman sometimes is willing to kill, while Batman's never willing to kill. And not only that, but they both never want to give up. But Wonder Woman maybe even more so, because she's trained from birth to give her life in battle. But to be honest, this fight could definitely go either way, but Batman will, if you've seen Justice League Doom, will always have a contingency plan. Whether it will work or not, that depends. Batman's contingency plans will always work, usually at least. I know that doesn't make sense the way I worded that, but it'll work. I mean, let's get down to the fight. So, let's take this fight to, let's see, where would be a good place? Let's just take it to the Watchtower. So, they're fighting in the Watchtower. And right then and there, they're just fighting each other like crazy. But one thing she doesn't know is that at one point in the fight, he could inject her with something and make her think she's fighting infinite Batmans, just like Cheetah did in Justice League Doom. And he could do a lot. He could do whatever and make her blood pressure so high, or that she will either be vulnerable and Batman will be able to knock her out, or B, she'll pass out. But this round goes to barely. I had a very hard time deciding this to Batman, because I honestly think Batman, put him in an arena with anyone, I know this may sound a little bit cocky, but Batman could be anybody. That's just my opinion. But I do confess to being a diehard Batman fan. But that's not why. Now, moving on to fight number 2, Flash versus Joker. This is a really odd matchup. It's just so weird. They're just 2 completely different people. But I guess that's what makes it interesting. So, here we have Flash, the fastest man alive, against the Joker, probably the most insane man alive. Joker could be just beating. Joker could try shooting guns. Flash could be dodging, but Flash could run at him with a punch. Joker, at the last second, being as smart and crazy as he is, could step aside and stab him with a knife. And maybe Flash would be in a lot of pain. And then Joker would pull out a gun and shoot. But Flash, now prepared, would do his little vibration thing and go through the bullet, then go through in a lot of pain, hit Joker a bunch of times. But Flash would be in a ton of pain, like a lot of pain. And hitting him, he would just keep pounding, but he would be so hurt from that stab wound. But you know what? He would come through at one, possibly. Because the Joker could try using his bombs. Flash would dodge all of this. Eventually, Joker could run out of ammo, run out of bombs. Flash, sure, he could almost run out of blood, but he's wearing armor in this case, and he would probably... the knife wouldn't get too deep. This round goes to Flash. Now, Green Lantern versus Aquaman. This, besides Wonder Woman and Batman, could be the hardest one possible, the hardest fight. The hardest one to choose from. So, let's get right down to it. So, they're both very powerful, very powerful. They could both be fighting, even on a coastline, and they're just getting into a huge fight. And if Batman calls the sea, well, Green Lantern, he can call the Lantern Corps. And I assume most of them probably will have better things to do, but there just might be ones that he's closest with, especially the Earth ones. Kyle Rayner, Guy Gardner, and John Stewart would come almost immediately. Batman could call his Atlanteans, but the Corps could maybe take Aquaman and focus mostly on him and throw Aquaman and use all four together and make a giant baseball bat and hit him really far somewhere not as close to water. Then the fight continues. But as I stated before, and I will keep this, Aquaman can still put up a fight even not around water. And this stays true. But however, most of his attacks rely on water. But his skin, I think, at least in my opinion, not only his armor, but his skin could be even more invulnerable than Superman's. And, well, so they can get into a fight. Sure, Green Lanterns won't do that much, but he can make a trident too. Sure, Aquaman's more skilled with it, and they both probably have some combat skill. I know Aquaman definitely has a lot, but I think Green Lantern has a pretty decent amount. And they'll just be dueling it out. Sure, it'll take a while, but eventually, maybe... well, this is a very, very hard decision, but Green Lantern versus Aquaman, they're both going to go down at one point. But the winner overall would be Green Lantern due to the fact that, sure, he may run out of energy in his ring, but he'll probably bring a lantern with him and charge, and Aquaman will eventually need to go back to the water, because if you haven't read Justice League Tower of Babel, he eventually will die if he doesn't have water. And Green Lantern could keep recharging his ring. So this round goes to Green Lantern. Green Arrow versus Superman. This round, not too hard to judge, but still a little bit of difficulty. So Green Arrow probably has, since kryptonite is pretty hard to find, probably one kryptonite arrow in his quiver. Could that be enough? So they could be fighting. Explosive arrows will hurt Superman, but they'll be fighting. Most of his arrows won't hurt Superman. Gas arrows, Superman could just breathe it in and then blow it back right at him. So they'll be fighting, and then comes the moment, just like in Dark Knight Returns, where Green Arrow gets a shot at Superman. What if it goes into him? Then, the kryptonite shatters inside of Superman, and there's tons of particles. Superman could try to get most of it out, but there will still be particles inside. So Superman will be very weak with this. Green Arrow shoot 3 arrows at once, maybe? 3 explosive. Hit Superman. He goes falling back. Superman, however, does not give up. Superman will pound the ground. Green Arrow will fall. And maybe rubble, he'll fall. Superman will pick a piece of the ground, throw it at Green Arrow, and then the arrows will spill everywhere. He'll use his heat vision on the arrows and blow up. But still, from pain from the kryptonite, he would probably, as painful as this is, he would take a piece of the ground and, rock, he'll find rock somewhere, and freeze his wound, keep it open with the rock, and then he would start, putting his hand in himself and pulling out the kryptonite, and then finish off Green Arrow. This round goes to Superman, the Man of Steel. So, if my votes are right, it will be Batman against Flash and Superman against Green Lantern next round. But only time can tell. And the votes. Please vote, subscribe, and comment down below. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.